Good morning. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday morning. We got a special guest over here today. These fish. Almost didn't make the start of the stream. I had someone decide they wanted to ring my doorbell. I think it was a salesman. No idea what they wanted. We are currently streaming to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I recently added Twitch in, and hopefully that'll go well and bring more people into the channel and to the chat. Let me know if the audio and visual is good. The camera should look better than normal because I am trying 1080p. It's a free trial. It does look a lot better. I can see a difference. We'll wait some more people roll in and discuss a couple of things that I want to address. Looks like we got 2 people. Who do we got? 3 people. Yep, the channel is looking real good. Hey, good morning, P-Tag. Good to see you. Appreciate you stopping in to say hello. How are you doing this morning? Hey, Gabriel. How are you? Good to see you guys. What are you getting into this Saturday morning? Audio visual sounds good. The visual should be amazing. Doing like a free trial on a 1080p through StreamYard. I think it looks a lot better. Just getting started. Lots for me to do today. AV is good. Appreciate you. What you got to do? Anything in the fish room or just stuff around the house? Hey, Laura. Good to see you. You're up early today, huh? We do have some special guests. I didn't have enough seats for everyone to come in the StreamYard, so I made one big one. These fish over here. Lawn care today? Okay. I did mine yesterday. I got that over with. But I do have to go down and do another person's yard that I mow. Do got a few things to discuss. We'll wait for some more people to roll in. We are streaming to YouTube and Facebook, and recently I added Twitch. So hopefully streaming to Twitch will help bring in some new people to the channel and the chat. Laura's got a family reunion today, so I will probably won't be too chatty and cut out at some point. Oh, good, Laura. Life first. Yeah, I just appreciate you stopping in. Laura is my #1 moderator. She's fantastic at that job on everybody's live streams. Price tag got an FX2 for my Boona tank, setting that up and adding new ones and doing a rescape project. I was curious about those FX2 P tag. Let me know your experience with that thing, because I'm well aware of the difference of the FX series flugels as opposed to the 306 and the 407s. But I don't know if you've ever owned like the 407s or the 306 flugel canister filters, but I like them a lot. I'm impressed with them. Now, I realize the FX canisters can't hold as much media. They don't hold as much water volume. But I'm just a little bit on the fence of what the purpose of the FX2 really is, because the 407, I'm pretty sure, is comparable to that FX2 at a lower price. The only real thing I would imagine you're lacking with the 407 is the water volume within the canister and being able to have more media. I'm pretty sure they do about the same gallons per hour of filtration. But let me know your thoughts on it. Pinpoint Puma 09 coming over from Twitch. Very cool. Appreciate you stopping in. How are you this morning? I love the Fluval canister fillers. Are my favorite. My whole fish room is ran by them. Fluval was hands down my favorite manufacturer of aquarium, almost everything. I did recently contact them to see if they would be willing, now that I have become monetized. I'm closing in. I'm starting to close in on that 4,000 watch hours mark. Working hard for that. So I'm hoping this time, because this will be the second time I've contacted them, is maybe get into like a entry level sponsorship or something. That would be my dream, to get in with Fluval. So even if they turn me down this time, I'm going to wait a little bit, and hopefully the channel grows bigger and bigger, and I'm just going to keep hounding them, man. I love Fluval. But the FX2, yeah, something I kind of did want to get a hold of and review and try out. It's pretty cool. I like it. It is going to perform better than your 407. I get that, but it's got to be so close. Let me know what you think of that FX2. Can't tell. Is that somebody's hands on their head? Yeah, I'll probably, this stream will last anywhere from an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I got some things to handle myself today. But, all week long, I've been doing those daily aquatic dose live streams. I like to add in my one-on-one stream, so I get to talk to everybody, answer questions, hang out, chat. These will always be a consistent. Tuesday is iffy. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't. So I don't really schedule the Talkin Tuesdays live streams ahead until I know for sure I can do it. Will do. I have a 25% off coupon for Petco, plus receive a $25 gift card. And the FX was on sale. So, that's fantastic. Yeah, you can't beat that. What size aquarium are them good up to, P-Tag? Wish we could see the other part of the chat. That's got to be hard to watch all on, Jesse. Wish we could see the other part of the chat. You mean the people coming in from Twitch and Facebook, Laura? Because I went through my settings on StreamYard here, and I have enabled the chat to be able to see the other platforms. So if you're not seeing, you're not seeing when Twitch user Pinpoint Puma came in here. It's not too hard. There's not a lot coming in. I was on. I'm enjoying Twitch a lot. I was over there last night on King of DIY's live stream, and Jim, Happy Place Aquatics, was up there and fired up Tim, and we were having some fun over there. It was a good chat. Oh, okay. Well, like I say, I did go through the settings and enable that. So I changed a few things on my settings. So one of them was for everybody to see. I don't know if you'd call it, I guess you'd call it third-party platforms. So hey, James Fish, good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. Hope you're having a good Saturday morning. Canisteo Valley Cichlids, hello. Good morning to you. Appreciate you coming in. Got Mountaintop Fish coming over from Twitch. Howdy, Fish Neighbors. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. Love to see Twitch coming over. So you guys know I've been doing that daily aquatic dose live stream where I just let that stream all day. I would love to continue to be able to put that through the YouTube shorts vertically, but the problem with that is I don't know how to add background music to the YouTube vertical stream without getting a copyright. I think I can do it if I do it through my laptop because I do have the YouTube audio library available, but the problem is you have to use the laptop, and I don't think you can stream vertically that way. So the last one I did as a test, I did it through StreamYard, and I tried it vertically because StreamYard has some built-in background music you can put on there. It performed very well, even though it wasn't going through the YouTube shorts. I think that having the music on there made a big difference. So I'll probably going forward, just use StreamYard, but I will do landscape. I'll do the full screen, not just the vertical. Okay, you're going to put that on your 55-gallon Buna tank, left window display. Yep, I'm aware. I have a 307 on the right window display. I think you're right that the 407 next to are pretty comparable. I have a 407 on my 55-gallon Tiger Barb tank. I also hooked the spray bar up. Now, that is one thing that I like about the 400 series and down canister filters with Fluval, because they make the spray bar kits you can buy for them very easy to hook up. Now, when you get into the FX canisters, you have to DIY a spray bar. You got to get your PVC and your elbows and drill holes. And if you don't get the black stuff, it's white and it sticks out like a sore thumb. So, that is one pro to the 400 series and down canister filters with those spray bar kits, because certain tanks, those spray bar kits excel. You got a fish that doesn't like a lot of flow, but you want the canister filter, slap a spray bar on there, spray bar kit. And the features of a spray bar is that it's going across the whole tank, so you're getting surface area agitation almost all the way across. It gives you a little bit of a different flow in the tank, right? Not that it's, there's other options. You can also put a diffuser on the output of the canister filter. There's lots of DIY tricks there, but I'm the kind of guy that likes to buy stuff that's for these canisters anyway, that's designed for them. You can hook them right up and just plug and play and go, and it works out really well. But yeah, my whole field everyone complains about always having problems with leaks with their canister filters. I put a video out on this. The problem with that is I don't think too many people maintenance them as much as they should. You got to take that thing apart a couple times a year and lube the seals. If you don't lube those seals, they're going to dry rot, crack, and you're going to have leaks. The only other problem you may have is the aquastop valves. Never had a problem with well, I can't say that. I did have a problem with my aquastop valve on a 306, but I'm running two FX4s, three FX6s, a 407, and I don't have too many problems with leaks. Another benefit of the canister filters is that they can go, I don't have to clean mine but every 7 months. With your hang on the backs, they require a little bit more maintenance. So if you use StreamYard, you can link your Twitch account to StreamYard, and I can stream to 3 different platforms, and that's all you got to do, and you can do it from one place. And I love the features that StreamYard has. The only thing I don't like about StreamYard is if you want 1080, you have to pay like $50 a month for that. I think it's like $49, but still. Going through YouTube, you don't pay for that. You get it automatically. It's free. I did start a 7-day trial just to see the difference. I am absolutely amazed. I mean, maybe you guys can tell me, how do the fish look? How do I look? If you can, you can compare that to my last every other stream up until this one. Now, obviously, once that trial's up, I'm not going to pay for that because I find $49 a month just to get 1080p and a few extra features is not worth it. My son's a gamer. That's why I have Twitch. Okay, Mountaintop. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I just linked that because I wanted another place that I could stream to. It would be TikTok, but TikTok doesn't allow it. I've also tried hooking up Instagram. I don't know. I think you have to have so many followers on Instagram to live stream, and I'm just not on Instagram enough, and I haven't built that channel up that much. The YouTube copyright agreement is fine on an hour to 2-hour streams. Seems like a 24-hour stream, you get a strike or a warning every time. Every time. Lots of streams are finding that out. Okay, I appreciate that information. And that won't work for me on my daily streams because those go 10 to 12 hours. Yeah, spray bars are cool. Yeah, you got to lube the seals. You got to take them out. And I use what's called super lube. It's a food grade food. And it comes in just put that around there. And you can't forget all of them. You know, you just can't. You got to look at them. People miss, even when they do it, they miss O-rings. There's some down, there's a couple down in the impeller. You know, you got them on the aquastop valves. The big one that goes around the lid, right? You got to make sure you don't forget any. And that's another issue. I think they forget, don't realize there's some there that are. And they never get lubed. And they get all hard and brittle. Power hour engaged. You got it, Austin. Appreciate you coming in. Good to see you. Yeah, it is a huge difference. Caleb, that's cool to see you, man. I was thinking about you. I remember when you first came into the Fish Fam I first met you on her Aquatic Morning Show, and you were starting to come in, and then you kind of disappeared. I didn't see much of you, and now you seem to be coming back in. So I don't know if I'm correct on that, but it's certainly good to see you back in the Fish Fam and chatting, and I appreciate you coming in and chatting with me this morning. Hey, Laser, good morning. I use super lube. Now that's a statement I never heard on a fish stream. Yeah, it's called. I can go get it. I have it. It's literally called super lube, and that's just how I do my O-rings. Some people will tell you to use petroleum jelly. You don't want to do that. Petroleum jelly will actually ruin your O-rings as time goes on, and it breaks down much faster than the actual lubes you get for these. So I don't recommend using petroleum jelly. Power hour disengage. I think 1080p is a definite difference. It sucks with StreamYard. It costs. Yeah, it is. It is. They want too much money for that feature. There's Razin. Razin, I caught your video and commented it, as you know. That was really cool to see you and get to know you and put a face to the name. Do you plan on doing some live streams in the near future? Oh, I definitely wouldn't use Neosporin. But I mean, people have used petroleum jelly. I think it works, but over time, I did a lot of research on that subject. Over time, it actually causes more harm than good. It doesn't last as long. So I'd steer clear of petroleum jelly. Never heard of using Neosporin. I don't know why we would want to put a medication cream on our O-rings. So a couple cool things I want to throw out there. I've done it a little bit already, but memberships are now available. The channel's moving up. We're looking good. This is what I've been working hard for the last 2 years, and we're slowly getting there. I'm super excited about that. My next milestone is to hit that 4,000 watch hours, and I'm closing in on that soon. Once I get that, sky's the limit. So super excited for everybody's support who's helped me get there. Appreciate everybody coming in and chatting. That's one thing. We do have 2 memberships, and that is June only Oscars and Whizzle, the degenerate fish keeper. Once I get 8 memberships, I can actually start doing. YouTube makes you wait until you get 8 memberships to start making like a member shout out video and things like that. Hey, Tommy, good to see you, buddy. I just watched your short this morning where you were lifting that 120G. Those tanks are light. They're Sweet Acres. Good to see you. Appreciate you stopping in and saying hello. Got anything to do with the ponds this morning? I want to give you guys also an update on, if you follow my channel, you know that I recently had some angelfish lay some babies, eggs on an Amazon sword leaf, and that 125 gallon you're looking at right there. Let's bring that up a minute. So the parents are right there, actually, of these ones. And I took it out with Swiffle's help. He guided me because this is my first time raising fry. I pulled them out. I insta-cycled a 10-gallon tank I have spare laying around, and the eggs started to hatch. I must have had 150 of them. Now, I've lost most of them. I have about 7 left. They seem to be doing good. They get fed 2 to 3 times a day. I do use the Aquarium Co-op and North Fin Fry Starter mix to feed them. And I do water changes every day to every other day. And so far, the last 7 seem to be doing good. They're growing. I'll be putting more videos out on this. So I'm really hoping to raise 7 new angelfish. So that's an update on that. It's doing real good. There's something else I had to say, and I forgot what I was going to say. And Tommy also helped guide me when I'd be calling him and texting him for advice as well, and he helped me get through it as well. So yeah, things are going pretty good as they can for the angelfish. I just hope I can raise these last 7 and they grow up and have some real nice angelfish. I'm gonna grow them out in that aquarium for a little while until they get big enough so I can move them to, say, maybe this 29 gallon I have over here. But this 29 gallon is packed full of plants, and it's getting just bushier and bushier. So I would have to remove some of them plants in order to give those angelfish enough room to grow out in. And then ultimately they'll go to this tank you see here on the other camera where the other ones are. Have you figured out why they're, well, like I said, it's my first time raising fry. I have been told by several people that you might get 20% out of all the ones that hatch. I guess it's pretty normal that not all of them are going to live. I was pretty bummed out about it, being a first timer, but I did everything. We got the oxygen, the water's clean, they're getting high quality foods now. I even did some brine shrimp in there for them. The temperature's about 80 degrees. I was told I need to do water changes every day to keep that water clean. I try to do that, but with life and work, sometimes I can only do it every other day. But so was it me? Was it the fish? I don't know. I'm just learning about this. Well, thanks, sweet. Yeah, they are doing good. They're pretty happy in that aquarium. And even with the blood parrots in there, everybody gets along in this aquarium. The only issue I'm having is it's not that one, it's the other one about to come over right here. You'll see there's a white spot on his nose. And why that is he's a stubborn little punk. I have that big pleco in here, and he won't leave him alone. He keeps poking the bear. He keeps poking him and poking him until the pleco gets mad at him, and then he starts going after his face and wanting to suck on his nose. So I have to go over there and tap the tank or push him away. And it's not the pleco's fault. He is a gentle giant. This blood parent will not leave him alone. But other than that, no other issues in this aquarium. Razin raised up angels a few years back, but I put the breeders in a 20-gallon tank and let nature take its course. I ended up with so many fry, ended up giving away. I think Razin, the only reason why I pulled them out is because I knew when they hatched, they would get eaten and probably all die anyways. In the future, I'm going to do what you did. And my wife actually said that's what I should have done. And now I'm wishing now that's what I should have done. I have some spare tanks that I can do this with. I could even take all the little baby fish I have in this 29-gallon, pull a bunch of them plants out, and they could have raised them in there. But let me ask you this. If they were in a separate tank and I pulled the eggs out and put it in a 29-gallon and then moved the parents over, would they go right back to taking care of those eggs? Hey, Haas, here is one of my Daily Aquatic Good Dose fans. A good supporter of the channel as well. Comes in, sees me every day. Good morning, guest. Look out, salient. It looks like there's a big orange fish about to attack your left ear. You know it. They got the attitude to do it. When I have my arm in that tank and I'm working, and he comes up to my arm and bumps it, and those blood parrots got some attitude. Yeah, he is a rebel. I never tried moving eggs than the parents. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would like to take the parents and put them in a tank, but if they had already laid eggs, like in this case, they had already laid eggs on an Amazon sword leaf in this aquarium you're looking at. So I pulled it out and put them out over there and had the air bubbles going on it over the eggs, so they didn't get any bacteria or fungal issues. But I left the parents in there and raised them myself. So I would have loved to have done it naturally, but how do you do that? Because if they would have hatched in that aquarium, they have surely got eaten. Now, I do have the Fluval large breeder box I had on that tank. Maybe I should have, because I originally took them out and put them in that. Maybe I should have left them there. But again, the parents can't take care of them. I don't know. Like, that's what I'm trying to learn. Like, if they lay eggs in a tank and you want the parents to raise them, how do you take the eggs out and the parents will put them in a different tank so you know they're going to go right back to taking care of them? Will that mess that up? Will they continue to take care of them? I don't have any experience in that. If I would have left them in that aquarium and they hatched, most of them would have got eaten up. Probably all of them. Oh, Illinois. That's a ride from Western New York. I go, okay, yeah, you're talking to, can't remember who it was. Yeah, mine laid eggs in my big tank, but they got so aggressive, I just moved them. And like I said, so you moved the parents and the eggs to a different aquarium, is what you're saying, Razin? One thing I haven't done that I noticed everybody else does is got any stickers made. That's something I would like to get done and start sending out to everybody. Would you guys be interested in having some Salient Aquatic stickers? You move just the parents out and let the eggs hatch. You move the parents and let the eggs go in the aquarium, is what you're saying? We have an angel breeder here in New York, and he uses 20-gallon high tanks, bare bottoms, a piece of slate, and a sponge. Yep. That's basically what I did. I just moved the Amazon sword leaf because they were already on there, and I had the sponge filter in there with a diffused air stone blowing over the eggs. I collect everyone's stickers, Salient. Okay. I'd like to get some made. If you go to my channel, there's also a link that says merch here. I do have some stuff that I designed on the Teespring store. I got mugs on there, hoodies. I think I have a t-shirts on there. So if you're interested in anything like that, I could probably do stickers on there too. But in my experience, as far as the shirts go on the Teespring store, I'm not real impressed with their quality. I received one from Ben Ochart, and after about 2 washes, the decals were falling out off. So instead, if I do t-shirts, I'm going to go with a local company that's owned by a friend of mine's father-in-law. I can bring up his card real quick. If you guys want to screenshot this when I bring it up, this company, he's been in business for like 30 years. He is the top embroiderer and printing company in the area. And that's not just for a sales pitch. It's just because he's been doing it the longest and he actually makes high quality stuff. He's been in business that long because he makes high quality stuff. So I'm going to bring that card up for a minute if you want to see who I'm talking about. And you can definitely contact them yourselves if you need anything made. Additionally, they started doing laser printing. And he can make any and anything. He can engrave guns, flasks, you name it. As you can see here, Crazy Ink and Stitches. If you actually want some high quality stuff, definitely contact these guys. I currently am going to be having him make me a few things for the channel. In return for his support and making stuff for me, I told him I would advertise him here, and hopefully we can bring him some business through us and you guys. So there it is. Take a screenshot of it if you're interested, and if you like what you see and hear and you like the prices, get something made and try it out. They're really good at what they do. So other than finding Nemo, I had no idea fish needed parenting. I learned something every day on YouTube. Yeah. Oh yeah. What they do is they blow on the eggs, whatever it's sitting on, and they fan them is what it's called. They fan the eggs, and that's so bacteria and funguses don't build up on them. We can replicate that by putting them in a tank, running a diffused air stone over it, or some people just put methylene blue right in the water to keep them disease free. Yep, move the parents. They laid eggs again. Okay, so I got you. Yeah, in my case, like I said, they laid eggs on a leaf. So I had to take I just cut one of the leaves off. Now I'm wondering if I did that and then moved the parents, if they would find the egg and continue to take care of them. Find the eggs. Let's check out the discus reproduction cycle. The fry actually feed off the secretion on the other parents. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everybody needs your parents at least for a little bit. Shout out to Screen Printing and Embroidery Lasering Girl. Yeah, thank you, Haas. Yeah, they do good work over there. I'm currently working with them. I have to get over there because he wants to show me a few things and how it runs. So I have even more insight in how their business works and how things work, so I can more appropriately discuss them. Right. I'm going to have him make me all the social media logos so I can put them on my sign in the back. They really don't get into making stickers, and this is one reason why I like that company and them guys over there. Very honest. I said, could you make me stickers? He said, no, I'm not going to make you stickers. I said, why? He said, because you can get it cheaper somewhere else. They're not going to charge people a ridiculous amount of money to get stickers made when you can have it done cheaper somewhere else. It's not worth their time. It's not worth your time and money or their time and money. So that's, to me, any business that'll come out and say that to you, they could make money off that. But no, it's a waste of time and money. So they don't do it. It's just so much cheaper to have stickers made somewhere else. That can kind of give you an insight on the mentality that they have. It's a Southern company. My electric blue Texas cichlids hatched a spawn yesterday. There's a cloud of fry in there. The parents are very aggressive. That's cool, man. Um, it really adds something to the hobby when you're raising fish fry. And one, you get free fish, right? So you don't have to go buy anymore. You could sell them, but you get a certain satisfaction. Like, I'm really hoping I can raise these guys to adults and get that satisfaction of, I did that. Really adds something to the hobby. Interesting. I don't aquarium myself, but stepdad and brother definitely are. We're Hey guys, I use the right lingo there. I don't aquarium. I don't aquarium. That works. We got it. I like the spin you put on that, but it's usually, yeah, we don't keep fish or something. We like fish geek. Yeah. But let me see here. Let me check something. Yeah, that's good. Yep. So we are still streaming to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. The channel's getting bigger and better. Everything's looking great. My favorite part of keeping fish and making the channel on it is chatting with you guys. At the end of the day, my favorite thing is when I get a comment when somebody says, man, you really helped me here and you really saved money. I appreciate you put this video out. Comments like that is what makes it all worthwhile. That is my absolute favorite thing, when someone says I actually helped them. And just getting to know each other and coming in here and chatting with everybody. Now, also on my live streams, anybody who is interested is more than welcome to come up on panel. There's the link. It'll bring you right up to share their aquariums and talk fish with me. That's one thing I consistently do. We'll go ahead and remove my fish cam here, and we'll have you come up. I can leave it up if I wanted to, but I don't want to provide distraction for anybody that wants to come up and talk about their tanks, show their tanks off. So there's the links. Anybody on Twitch or YouTube that wants to come up, you're more than welcome. I always like chatting and meeting new people. Saying you were recommended by another channel and your videos are aesthetically pleasing and calming. And a big plus is you and I are both up at 5 a.m. I work from home. Watch while working. Oh yeah, and yeah, I get up 5:30 every morning. I would start my streams earlier than that, but the lights don't come on in my aquariums until about 7. You were recommended by another channel. Do you know what channel recommended me, Haas? Sweetacre says, say that. What have you done differently to make sure the angel fry get plenty of food? All I can do, Sweet, is feed them 2 to 3 times a day with fry food. I just make sure I dump that in, and I'll get down there and watch and try to see if they're actually eating it. Yeah, fish community is awesome. Patty's Aquatics helped me out yesterday on an issue, and I was seeing in my newly set up dirter tank. Yeah, Patty's a great. Him and I are buddies. We have exchanged personal numbers and we chat here and there. He's a great guy. See, we got Haas coming up. Let me remove this. Let me remove this and add Haas.
Good morning. Can
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Everybody hear me okay?
I hear you just fine.
Awesome. I think maybe do you know Corner Clubhouse Cobalt?
No, I've never heard of that one.
Okay, I'm trying to think who would have referred you to me. What about gosh, I can't remember, but I know that I would have come in and said hello. I so and so recommended your channel. And I just grew up with my stepdad having them, my brother has them, and they're just fun to have around and neat. And I've never heard anybody really complain about them that come and visit. If you're
Yeah.
in a doctor's office or anywhere, nobody really complains. So, like a cat, if you had a cat and the litter box smelled, they'd be like, "Ooh, Hostel's cat stinks." They ain't saying Salient's fish stink, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You're right. It's one of them things like, what I do for a living is we go around and we go into different customers and take care of their equipment, forklifts, scissor
Mhm.
lifts, you name it. And
Oh.
I went into this company and they install alarm systems and home theater systems for people.
Mhm.
I walked into his building and it was totally unexpected. It just kind of hit you in the face. I looked at it right. He had this huge aquarium in there filled with African cichlids. I was like, wasn't expecting that.
Mhm.
It hits you in the face. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I don't know all the names of the fishes and stuff, but I always like you guys teaching me, and I'll forget tomorrow too. I just know those great big ones that are big fish. So,
Yeah.
but it's cool, and you guys are so welcoming. If you are from, if you've been around the YouTube streets long enough and you've heard of the drama community, that's where I've been from. And I just decided to step out of that box and start checking out other avenues just to get a better mind frame of mind in YouTube. And this is how I stumble across channels like you. Someone recommends it, I'll always click it. I'll come over. I'll see. I don't necessarily watch a video, but I'll see what you're about. And I saw the beautiful video, so I knew I was going to subscribe. And then the 5 a.m. or the 5:30 a.m. thing started, and I was like, "Oh, this is right on." So I'll sit here while I work and sell stuff for my company on the phone, and just kind of be calm and cool and collected by watching your videos. So appreciate you, bud.
Well, that's cool, and I appreciate you. And yesterday I had added the music on. Now, do you like the music or do you like the silent?
I enjoy the music, but I don't get to hear you all the time because I'll be on the phones. When I took my breaks and stuff is when I got to hear it. And I know that it's the stuff that YouTube, I think, is offering you. And the one you selected is one of my favorites. It's not anything I would sit and listen a long time to, but you don't have to listen to you. It's all about the visual for me.
Yeah, and yeah, you can mute it for sure. And that's the only thing. Like StreamYard only offers like maybe 6 to 8 different background musics, and it gets on my nerves listening
Yeah.
to it over and over again. I tried to see if there was like a shuffle to where it would just go through all of them, but I'm
Mhm.
not seeing where I can apply that. Um,
Well, and as you grow, you will get there. You could also find there are channels out there, and I can't think of any right now that have free music that you may use on YouTube and not get the claim strike or whatever it's called. Um, and they're music that somebody has produced that is a YouTuber themselves, and they want their music out there. And then you would play it on maybe a different device so that we could hear it, but it's not necessarily coming through this one, if you know what I mean. So it's
yeah,
in the room. It's in the room. You can hear it. It's the atmosphere in the room that you're hearing, pretty much. So just something
yeah,
like that.
yeah, absolutely. Um, so yeah, I wanted to because I seen there were some channels out there that did this with aquariums. Now they're usually recording in 4K. I I don't have a camera that'll do 4K, but
Hmm.
the problem with 4K too is it takes up a lot of memory.
Yep.
But they look fantastic, and they add the music in it, and they do really well. I kind of wanted to incorporate that in my channel like a year ago, but I didn't have the equipment to do it, the
Hmm.
storage to do it. But they do really well, and I thought about doing something like that. Pinpoint says what YouTube needs to do is revise their terms of usage. Paying for subs should result in demonetization or channel deletion. But after all, it's all about the money, right? Most
Yep.
channels regurgitate every other one after all. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, buying subs, you're not allowed to do that. That's highly
Mm.
illegal.
Well, and as a viewer, we don't want to see that. We want you to be honest. And you guys know about that one website that you can go to and pull up where you can. I bet you know at Pinpoint. It's a website you pull up and you can type in Salient's name and it'll say when he started, if he's making any money on YouTube, and you can see his subs grow. And if you're sitting at 100 subs one day and by midnight you're at 1,100, we know something's up and we can see that. I can't remember. I'm sorry, guys. It's early in the morning. I can't think. My brain's not quite awake here, but there are ways for us to find out that you've done that.
Yeah.
Nobody grows that much in one day unless you've been out panel hopping on other fish channels that have thousands and thousands of subs. But Salient, as you grow, all this stuff to make your channel bigger and better is going to come. And like Pinpoint said, these other channels are showing us they're regurgitating the same thing. What I liked about yours is I'm not seeing the same thing every day, and I had no idea you had to have so many aquariums. How many do you have again?
Right now, I'm running 12.
12. Who knew that one household could handle 12 aquariums?
Well, luckily, my house sits on a slab, so it can handle the weight, and my dining room is big enough. Now, if I had more room,
Yeah.
if the wife would let me,
Mhm.
I keep saying, I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's only one more aquarium I want to buy, and I will get no more because after
But that's a
13,
big one.
it's going to be a monster tank, right? I want a big one, like 500-gallon tank or something like that. And that will be the very last because I want to keep an arowana and some larger fish that just need the more room. But after that, I wouldn't want any more because the maintenance required as that goes on is just too much.
Now, does your wife say if you want an aquarium that big, she wants a hot tub that big?
We've had a hot tub, we've got a pool, but she did say if I was going to get like one more aquarium, it would have to go in the center of this room.
That
And
would be cool, though.
but that would take up where we eat, right? So
Oh,
I would have to tear a wall down and build her another place to have a kitchen out there. So
yeah.
I haven't. Plus the cost of those aquariums are insane.
Throw out a figure. I'm curious.
Insane, very very big price tags. Now you can get them cheaper on the Facebook market site. Used, all my tanks are used. None of them are new. I don't buy new tanks. I think they want too much money for an aquarium, and they're fine. You clean them, you do the water test as long as you have no leaks. I let them sit for maybe a day, and if they pass the leak test, then I clean them up. I bring them in and I set them up. But like this Oscar tank behind me, this 125-gallon, $300 for the tank, the lids, the canopies, the light, and it came with an FX4, all kinds of stuff. You can't touch the aquarium and stand in the store for less than 800.
Uh-huh.
You know, some people were freaked out about buying used tanks, but hey, all you have to do is test it. Does it
Yeah.
hold
And is it the Oscars that rearrange their tank?
all the time?
That was something. And I remember my brother having Oscars, but I did not know about that happening back then. But I wasn't paying that close attention to him like I am now, just
Yeah.
because it's interesting. Yeah. So, all right.
Oh,
Well, hey,
MNC, he's an old school fish keeper. He's got more than 12 there. A lot of
well,
these
there you
guys
go.
got tons of them. I mean, a lot of people have way more tanks than this, but for me, working a full-time job, having a family and trying to keep up with this hobby and then adding in
Oh,
being
yeah.
a social, doing content creator, I can't. There's just no way I could do like some of these guys have 20, 30, 40, 50 tanks.
Yeah. Hey, MNC, hit the link and come up and let's talk about your tanks.
Yeah, the links just scroll up a little bit and see if he'll come up. I've seen him up on people's live.
And Salient, how long have you been aquariuming?
I've been keeping fish for 10 years.
10. And so as a child, you must have known someone that had them. And so this was always in the back of your mind that you would want to do it.
Yeah, you see him in passing. Right? You go to the fair, you win a goldfish, you bring it home, you're rushing to Walmart to get a tank, you put him in there and he dies, right? You don't know
Yes.
what you're doing.
Right.
For me, I think it turned into a challenge thing. Like, why did that fish die?
Ah.
And then that was the very first fish I kept. Well, no, I don't want to say that. That's the very first fish I tried to keep.
Mhm.
But then and this is why my channel icon, my avatar, is a big common pleco. That was actually the very first fish I kept all those years ago. And then it just snowballed from there. Then we moved down south. At the time, I only had the 55-gallon, and then it just blew up into all this. And my wife and my daughter isn't really into it, so I wanted to be able to share it with somebody. So that's what spawned
Hmm.
creating a YouTube channel on it. And man, I don't regret doing it because I've met like you and everybody in here and everybody in the fish fam, and it's been great. And that's been nothing but beneficial. People like Allison here, she's like a master breeder times 20. She knows her crap. I've learned so much from everybody by doing this, and that's what it's all about.
Well, and what's interesting about it is you got fish people, but then you have people like me that, just stumbles across your channel. And as you pull that up, it's bringing back memories of childhood and even as an adult hanging out at my brother's house. But it's something that, like I said, that I could watch. I could watch anything, but in the mornings you're there and you're so polite and friendly, and it's just a nice atmosphere that I'll watch that, and it's just great to watch those fish swimming around. I
Yes.
can't explain. I do the same thing with my cat channels. And one of my cat channels, the creator literally just takes another video from somewhere else and takes her picture of her cat and places in it. And I'll
Yeah.
sit there and watch that cat for hours doing nothing, thinking it's going to hop off that screen and jump in my lap any minute now. And then I realize, all right, move on to salient or move on to a bird channel because I watch birds too. So,
Well, we have a couple birds. My wife started a
oh
YouTube
yeah,
channel with it, but she got out of it. And but yeah, we got a Quaker parrot and we have a, cockatiel. And I got to tell you,
nice.
I didn't think I'd love them birds that much, but
Yeah.
my God, you really just create a
Yeah.
bond with those birds, and they're cute, and they talk to
Incorporate that, Salem, bring them in sometimes every now and to this.
you.
We will enjoy that just as much.
I can do that, and I have a little bit in the past. Like I'd make a video, and he'd be sitting on my shoulder, and uh,
Oh
it,
gosh,
it,
that would
it
be great.
I just like you go back the hallway and you hear, "What are you doing? Come here. What are you doing?" It's like
That
they're cute.
that would be awesome. Yeah, I think that you could even do a live and say, let's talk about fish, and Buddy, my parrot or whatever his name is going to join us. And that right there would draw us to just come and see that bird sitting on your shoulder or talking and interrupting the fish talk.
Yeah, you're right. I should do that a little bit more. We did it. Me and my wife did this thing on TikTok for a while because you can do battles over there.
Mhm.
So she'd be live with her bird. I'd be out
Ah,
here, and we'd be like, "All right, fisher birds," and
yep,
it was fun. We got to get back into that.
yep.
Allison's afraid to buy used tanks, too old for that resealing stuff. But see, that's the thing, Allison. Even my first 55-gallon tank, which is my old one, was used. Um, Now, knock on glass, I don't want to jinx myself, but all of these tanks are used and none of them leak. And it's been years.
Well, fish people usually take good care of their tanks. The if they're not putting fish in them and another creature, those are the ones you're going to see kind of beat up, broken. A fish
Yeah.
aquarium's always held in a. If you're not using it, you're putting in a space because you know you're going to use it. It's taken well care of.
Yep. Well, I see a lot of people making mistakes that I find on Facebook Market site. Not so much on YouTube, but you 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 and to each their own. There's differing opinions everywhere you go, but when you set these aquariums on a stand, like I built most of my stands myself, you have to ensure that those aquariums are sitting on a level, even surface, meaning almost every part of the bottom of that aquarium needs to be supported evenly. If you have a gap, like it's sitting on your stand and there's a gap like that, there's a lot of pressure there. Water is heavy, but like if you have some 20-gallon longs and some 10 gallons on a rack where people breed or sell fish, you'll see that sometimes they're only supported by the corners or a little bit,
Hmm.
or all the way across. I think that's okay for your smaller tanks, but even over time, that's going to put pressure. So I make sure all my tanks are level and they're supported all around. If I build a stand and had an issue, I'll go ahead and put a piece of plywood on there to help make up differences and things like that. But I've never had an issue, and I hope going forward I don't.
That's interesting that I just assumed any shelf I would throw a fish tank on, I'm good. But you're right, not everything is made perfect. So you would want to make sure you're leveling that and
And
making
you
it
can,
right.
yep, and you can just level. You want to level the stand, not the tank in that case. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, and that can even settle. So like maybe once a year, I'll go around with my level length and width and make sure it's still sitting there because things do settle over time. And I don't know the actual degree to when it becomes a problem. If you're a little bit out of level, it's not a huge deal, right?
Hmm.
A lot of people don't care about that, and it's really not a huge deal. Your water line will tell you if you're level or not. You know what I mean?
Ah, true. Hmm.
But I would. But if it's extreme enough, you're putting all that water weight on one side of the aquarium. Eventually, seams are going to give out. I've watched a video from Primetime Aquatics just about that subject. Whoops. What was I going to say? I
Leveling,
can't remember what I was going to say.
leveling. If you watch the water level,
Yeah.
prime time aquatics.
God, I forgot what I was going to say about that next thing. It had something to do with this aquarium behind me, but I can't remember now. But I just use those wooden wedges and I just pound them up under the legs until I get it level. And no, I don't have a lot of issues with anything. They stay pretty level, and I don't have any leaking issues. And I think it's because I take the time to make sure of that stuff. And
Hmm.
these are, like I said, these are all used tanks, and I don't have any issues with them. So
Can I ask you to maybe myth bust something for us non-aquariers, fishers, whatever? Um, can you flush a goldfish down the toilet and it will make it somewhere to water and survive?
say that one more time.
Can you flush a goldfish down the toilet and it would survive? And I'm serious about that question, guys. Is it true?
No.
No, because it's going to go into something that it can't survive in, right?
Right. I've heard stories of that happening. If they're true or not, I don't know. But if you flush
Mhm.
a goldfish down a toilet and it goes into your sewage system and it's living in all that bacteria, it's
Uh,
one, it's one either going to die of some sort of a disease,
uh-huh.
or
Uh,
there's no way it would survive in
Suffocation.
that situation.
Suffocation, because I can't imagine I don't know. Can a
That's
fish suffocate?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Okay.
if the ammonia and you should, let's look at a sewage system. There is bacteria in our sewage systems. If you have a sewage system, we have bacteria breaking down other bacteria, as with any ecosystem or anything, right?
Hmm.
But I would imagine in that case, the ammonia would be
Yeah.
sky high. You're talking about feces, and there's no surface agitation apart from when you flush the toilet or you're running the water and it goes down there and
Yeah.
but it's got to
Yeah.
be sludgy and heavy. I would imagine that the oxygen would be very low.
Hmm.
So that alone would suffocate them if the disease didn't.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then this stressed out, he'd be stressed out from going down a tube like that. And once a fish is stressed out, it really weakens their immune system and makes them even more susceptible to diseases. So right off, when he hits that, he's going to be stressed out and
Yeah.
he's going into a terrible environment. So now I've
And then,
never agreed with
and I
that.
would imagine the vision. I can't imagine your any eyes surviving in that sludge, right?
Yeah,
So vision.
you're talking crazy. It wouldn't be long.
It would be like us being thrown in a bunch of dirt, I would imagine, and trying to breathe and open our eyes in that. So that was a good question about the $300 or the 300-gallon aquarium and the whole setup. Was that a good price there, Salient?
Absolutely a good price for that aquarium. I was just messing around like glass cages the other night because I said, okay, I put in, you can build your own tank with them. So I set up like a 500-gallon aquarium, and they give you all these options with low iron glass. And when it was done, when I was done building my aquarium with glass cages, it was like $10,000.
Mm,
I'm like,
good,
yeah, no.
good one, Dee Dee. I hate to go out by toilet flush. Hey, Salient, on those stickers or any of the stuff you might be looking for, there is a gal that I know from my community that actually has a business of doing that sort of thing. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know if she's what her prices are, but I would certainly give you her how to reach out to her.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you on Instagram or Facebook Messenger or
No, but
Discord?
her information is public. She's a YouTuber. Do you want? Actually, I can type this in the background, can't I? Hang on.
Yeah, just share a link into the chat or YouTube.
Oh, well, her name might not be. It's her name's not really. Here, I'll let me just show you what her name is, and then you decide if you want it in the chat.
Okay.
That,
Okay.
that's how you can find her.
Okay.
Her
I'll take a picture of it.
Yep.
When you put it in there, I'll take a picture of it. Let me get through these chats a little bit.
Yep,
And yeah,
right.
that is a really good deal on that 300-gallon aquarium. Definitely. But I'm even finding better ones on the Facebook Market site, whether it be glass or acrylic. So take your time with that. I wish I knew his name because I can't say that. What is that? Canastillo? Mike, I resealed one too. A bit of elbow grease. Yeah. Save a lot of money. You're right, Dee Dee. And it's good to see you, Dee Dee. I look forward to my daily.
There we go. Yeah, so if
daily
you want that name set over your channel, you can share it. Otherwise, she is public, so you can reach out to her.
Very tall. Yeah, I made the mistake at first, Dee Dee. I thought she was a female. We had that discussion.
Who, me?
No, Allison, I thought was a female, and then it's a male.
I gotcha.
But apparently is very tall.
Yeah, I get until I get up on a panel, people always think I'm a dude because of the hostel, I suppose, and I assume it's Haas Cartwright. They're thinking that must be a dude.
Let me
But
see. You put it in.
in the private chat, do you know how to get to the private
Oh,
chat?
yeah. There you are. Okay.
All right.
You
And
know,
you,
her name seems familiar to me.
yeah, she well, okay, so then maybe that's how we found each other if you know people in the drama community.
I may not, but I guess there's a lot of women that use it. I've seen it mostly on TikTok.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think she's on TikTok, but that's why I gave you the @ sign so you can actually find her channel. But she is an entrepreneur who has her own business that does. I mean, I've seen her make cigarette lighters. The are they called Zippos? Is that the one that flips open?
Yeah.
Okay. And with the picture of your business or whatever you want on it, and
Okay.
socks. She'll make socks with a picture of your whatever you want on it. So check her out if you want to check out some of the stickers or some competitive prices on anything else that you're seeing. But I'm going to step down so you guys can get back to fishing. I just had some free time. You're here, I'm here, and you dropped that link, brother. I'm so happy. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm enjoying it. All right.
All right. I certainly appreciate you coming up and giving me your time and chatting with me. It was good to chat with you. I've been seeing you a lot in here, and I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Oh, I'll for sure see you Monday morning.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye. Very nice. All right. Wally, good to see you. Quick question. Anyone have experience in treating swim bladder disease in tetra? I have a Colombian tetra that I suspect has swim bladder disease. The best thing you can do, Wally, is this. And I put a video out on this. And then you can do this method with any fish. I have used the medications. I have tried peas, raw garlic, you name it. Nothing works better than a 30-minute Epsom salt bath. Get you a 5-gallon bucket. And then in that 5-gallon bucket, after you dechlorinate the water, one of the best things you can do is just use your tank water, right? Fill that up around, or it's a tetra, right? So even if you have like one of them 2.5-gallon buckets, that's plenty of big enough. Just understand that you know how much water you have in that bucket. So let's say you have a 2-gallon bucket and you put your tetra in. You don't put them in yet. You're going to get Epsom salt, and you're going to do 1 tablespoon per gallon of water. So if you have a 2-gallon bucket, 2 tablespoons of Epsom salt. Let that dissolve. Put the tetra in there. Set a timer for 30 minutes. This has, hold on 1 second. These 30-minute Epsom salt baths has cured bloat in goldfish, betas, tetras, every fish I have in here, you name it, and it does a much better job than any medication or any food ever has. That is my experience. You can check a video out. If I have a moderator in here, maybe they could link that video for me. I don't think I have any mods in here at the moment, but it works, I promise you. The only thing, just keep an eye on them, because when you add salt into water, it reduces oxygen. So another thing I like to do is throw a little air stone in there. Do you need an air stone for 30 minutes? Probably not, but I do it anyways to help reduce stress and increase the oxygen. The, the black stuff cracks, shrinks once used to allow the dry. Yeah, I have a few 10-gallon tanks, three of them that got that black silicone. I love the way it looks, but if that's what you guys are talking about, I appreciate that information because I didn't know that. Septic tanks are anaerobic. Okay. I would sure hate to go out in the toilet flush. Yeah, had a lot of those SS slate tanks in use, mostly small ones. You would reseal using the black material. Blowout in the first year. I won't touch any tank bigger than 20 from them. I run a lot of 40s and 75s. It makes me nervous. Okay. I'm running, I got three. Well, I got three 125s, two of which are the Aqueon ones. I don't know what this other one is because it's an older aquarium. The older aquariums have that big glass center brace. And we all know everything built back in the day is built better. So, and I know that 125 I got off a guy that was to keep fish for 40 years. I built three 22-gallon rimless aquariums, very rewarding. Cool, Dee Dee. That's very cool. That's something I always wanted to tap into, build my own aquarium. Did you use glass or did you use acrylic? Yeah, the Marineland has a lot of issues with the large tanks. I don't even like Marineland's glass tops. They're thin, they break easy, they're junk. Not and I tell you who back in 2016, Mass Aquariums, he ain't making videos anymore, but he's the one that told me to get them. And I think that must have been just because he was affiliated with them and he was trying to keep a sponsorship or something. But Aqueon makes better glass tops than freaking Marineland does. Allison is like a super sleuth. He can be standing right next to you. Okay. Very cool. Love all this chat. Zippo letters were the top dollar back in the day. Haven't heard of them in a while. Yeah, and that's what I shared his card earlier, and I can throw it up again real quick. They do that. They do laser engraving, as you can see. They do a lot of cool things over there. This is the second time I put it up, but I'm definitely going to check out that lady Haas recommended me to. Mopani wood is great, but my God, you never get rid of the tannins. Tannins are a good thing, especially if you're looking for that style tank, which I am not. So if I want to use Mopani driftwood, I gotta freaking soak it for 5 years probably before I can use it. What's the video's name? Not seeing anything with Epsom salt bath. It may be a short. I've done videos on it a few times. Tommy, I, it was a short. I'm just now remembering. Give me a moment. But we really don't need to share it because I said here basically what I say in the video. But it's a great natural way. It works for bloat, it works for dropsy, and it works, like I said, better than anything. Don't worry about sharing it, Tommy. I appreciate it. I said basically what I say in the video. Set in the video, you actually see me doing it. KJE's booth. Glass, it's expensive, but I needed them fitness. Okay. That's where I saw you. I also got the tempered glass from the bottoms. Okay. I just went through them all. Sorry, mate. I don't see an Epsom. It's all right, Tommy. There's several of them on there. It don't matter. I appreciate you. I already said, but and Epsom salt bath is by far the best way than meds, and it works. You have to do that daily until it comes down. I forgot to throw that in. 30-minute Epsom salt bath every day. Make sure you set a timer so you don't forget. So DD creates a tab, a bar tab with KJE. He's a grouchy arse, but he's funny. Nah. Nah, you're good, buddy. I appreciate you. I said it. And who asked that question, by the way? I got to go back to that. Allison says, I have used tanks. I missed this. I have used tanks from over 25 years ago. No leaks. Never resealed any. New 75-gallon leaked about a year after. Many tanks are poorly. I agree with you, and 100%, Allison. That's what everybody's doing nowadays. You've got to be very careful. Everybody, all these manufacturers want to make as many tanks as possible, as quick as possible, and as cheap as possible. So what you're getting is a terrible product. And that goes for any and everything. That's where people are going. If you want to buy a brand new tank that's actually quality, you're going to have to go to places like Glass Cages, but also you're going to pay a pretty price for those aquariums. Depending on the size, very, very expensive. Like you said, Allison, this 125-gallon aquarium I have is well over 40 years old, and I know it, possibly 50. And to my knowledge, the guy kept fish that entire time. So you know this tank was never resealed. Now I got it, and it's still going strong. Will Aqueon Marine Land last 40 to 50 years with no leaks? I highly doubt it. Marine Land, and when you're talking about Marine Land, I don't understand why they're, and this is my personal opinion, but I don't understand how Marine Land got so popular. I think their hang in the back filters suck. Their glass tops suck. I've never owned a Marine Land aquarium, but just by having several of their other products prior, I don't think I want one. P-Tech says, good live stream. Time to get everything going today. Have a good one. All right, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. You too, man. Take care of business. Appreciate you. Also says premium prices can solve a lot of problems. You got it, buddy. Also says Keith, KGE has not been feeling well lately, but wants everyone to know he's still in business. Okay. Yeah, what is he just like got the cold flu? Just something common thing like that, Allison? I'll say we're also going to go around feed my fish today, guys. I have to. Today is feeding day, so if you're interested, I'm going to move this second fish cam around and start feeding them. Is that something you guys want to do with me, or should we just skip that? Let me know if you want me to feed the fish one by one with the camera or skip it. We'll just keep talking, flapping my gums. Flapping my freaking gums. Feed them. I must watch them eat. All right, give me a minute. I'm going to use the restroom and I'm going to come back and we're going to start feeding these fish. Now, before I go, I want you guys to take a vote. I still don't know how to create polls within StreamYard. So put some of these foods are mixed, but put 1 to feed them extreme aquatics food or 2 to feed them North Fin foods. I'll be right back. Yeah, baby. Huh? What? I'm not.
No,
Speak up. I can't hear you.
I said that I heard you.
Heard me what?
Say that you're.
I'm not getting up. I said to go to the bathroom. So Laser says North Fin. I have to place an order with him this week, food, etc. I forgot the choices. Guess I can't type. It's all right. It was 1 for extreme aquatics food or 2 for North Fin food. Some of them are mixed, but I do have a lot of them separated. So they get a variety of foods. And obviously, I'm going to back this camera up here in the one we're on so we can see, and I'll start with that one first. So with extreme aquatics, I have their flake food mixed. I've got a community crave, which gives you krill flake and spirulina, but then I also have it mixed with their SoFly flake. So they get like a triple threat with the flake food. I've got a lot of North food, all the North Fin foods too. I have to pack up, got to install a bunch of blinds in my stepson's new house, and they have to work. Our stuff, brand new lot. Okay, Dee Dee. Cool. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. I'm gonna go ahead and start feeding these guys. No one's voting, so I'll just do what I want. Well, we'll go with Laser. He said 2. We'll do North Fin. My fish love extreme, but I started the Bassier foods last year. I'm hearing good things about Dr. Bassler's food. Um, I have checked into that a little bit, but I've never used it. Yeah, I'll tell you another good food I like, Didi, is New Life Spectrum. They use a lot of good garlic in their foods, which I have that here as well mixed in with some of the foods as well. The important thing is variety. Give them different things so they can get all the nutritions right. I don't think any one of them have it down correct. Some of them are close. As time goes on, I do think Northfin makes a better food than Extreme Aquatics. It's sounding like Dr. Basler, or however you say it, is becoming the top dog. I'm seeing that everywhere. People are seeming to like that much more. What kind of difference do you mean, Didi? I did add a second light on this aquarium this morning so we could see better. It's usually not that bright. But I'm going to go ahead and move you over here to the 29-gallon baby fish tank. Kind of hard to see in that one a little bit. Seems the water's cleaner, perhaps less waste from the fish, maybe higher absorption. Yeah, I was going to ask. I'm assuming that the proteins in this food are probably like Northfin's, where they got marine grade, high quality proteins, the best proteins you can get that are absorbed. So, like if you have a subpar food that let's just say like your omega ones, um, I don't know, fish foods that's not on a level with these higher end ones. They got protein in it, but a lot of times if you feed your fish those foods and they get lots of protein from them, they end up getting bloat and things like that because they are not able to absorb the proteins as good. They're not of marine grade quality. So that's what causes a lot of bloat issues, that and gulping air, especially with fancy goldfish. But you can feed your fish 40% protein if you want, as long as it's a marine grade protein that's absorbed with less waste, just as you were saying there. Northfin is in the early stages of developing their business, not at the stage of sacrificing quality for profit. I don't know how long they've been around, Laser, but I have done reviews on Northfin's food. I have personally contacted their guy over there, and a couple other ones I've went back and forth with, and they have really taught me a lot. Now, here's why I like Northfin over Extreme. One, the food's fantastic. Two, these people take time to educate you on the food. I can send an email to any other food maker, and not one of them will get back to me. Northfin gets back to me even if I don't ask. Anything that I might have said incorrectly on my video, they told me about it and corrected me, and I was able to change it. Nobody else takes the time to do that. Additionally, Northfin's food isn't cheap. They sent me their entire line. I did a video on that a while back to do a review on. He didn't have to, but he did it. And he's done it for a lot of us. So any business that has the mentality, regardless, and I didn't even have 1,000 subscribers at the time, I don't think. And he still sent me his food to review. Any company that does that speaks volumes for me. So you get a high quality food, you have a good business mentality, kind of like what Laser was saying there. Odell and Oceanic both gone. Deep Blue was taken over by Seapora. Perfecto became Marine Land. All Glass became Aqueon. Marine Land owned by the big distributors, Central Garden and Pet and Spectrum brands. That's great. If you're a book of knowledge, Allison. If people spoke up other fish fan folks that sold stuff as much as they do the grump, I'd pay more attention. Everyone writing KGE bus while he discrediting others. I'm not a fan. I hear you on that, Tommy. Dude troll streams waiting to sell on other channels. That rubbed me the wrong way a long time ago. He says, I have some different kinds of bass leaders and several North Fins. I use bass lure mostly and North Fin for a different taste for them. Okay, so you vary your fish's diets. You just go between bass leader and North Fin. Right now, I'm going between extreme North Fin and NLS. Okay, Tommy. Yeah. I don't have too much knowledge of KJE. We have gone back and forth. When I first met him, I think we had, I want to say, a little animosity. I think he has that with a lot of people, as they said earlier, just crabby dude, I guess, But then, lately, I don't know what changed, but me and him were talking more and more, and he did guide me. And like I was using Aquarium Co-op's Easy Green, and he said, hey, look, you want to use Thrive. It's more concentrated. It's stronger. Easy Green is basically Thrive. It's just Aquarium Co-op put their label on it and a little bit of a different recipe, right? He told me about Thrive being the same thing, but the original maker, and it being has a little bit more oomph, is what he said. So I said, what the hell? Let's try it. And I got some Thrive here, and I started using it, and I have to say that I did see a difference in my plants as far as the conventional style fish keeping goes, meaning no dirted tanks, right? I just 10 pumps per gallon in these aquariums. The roots go right into the soil, and he was right about that. So he earned some credibility to me for that. Now, another thing he did say is that he believes extreme isn't as good as people. Extreme aquatics food isn't as good as some people say. And he likes North Fin. Well, I use them both. Now, I've seen results with both foods. So I don't know. I've teased her, and I think when it comes to the food, everyone has differences in opinions. I don't know what Keith is going by off of why he feels extreme isn't as good as people say, but I think he might have a little bit more knowledge as to why, kind of like he did with the fertilizer. So I'm not going to say disagree with him. He sells this stuff. I don't. He has them. He's used them. I've used them too. But he gets he's in contact with both of these. I don't think he sells extreme, so I don't know about that. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm not going to say he's wrong because I don't know, but I have seen good results with both foods. So, but I am impressed with North Fin's business mentality over Extreme Aquatics' business mentality all day long. So I can understand why Keith would choose to work with North Fin over Extreme. And being he's a business and he sells their products, he might see that North Fin's a lot easier to work with. And, when you're running the business, you're going to want that all day long. It's the same along the reason why Corey at Aquarium Co-op doesn't want to work with API. He says they're a nightmare to work with. So, as with anything, I keep my, I'm not one of them people that act like they know everything and they know it all. If someone says something to me, I keep my mouth shut and my ears open, and I listen and I try these things. I don't discredit it. I say, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm not one of those people. Same with Silver Creek. If I have any questions about plants, I'm going to Tommy. He's never steered me wrong. He's very knowledgeable. He knows what he's talking about. By far knows more about plants than me. If I have questions about refugiums, keeping natural aquariums, there's a lot of people out there that I do respect in that regard too. Father Fish, Patty's Aquatics, to Lisa. There's several of them, but if I have questions, I'm going to Tommy when it comes to plants. I've learned over the years that he knows his stuff and he's never steered me wrong. He sent me great plants that I've used in my aquariums, and they're still thriving today. And he told me how to take care of them. So I adjusted, and they're doing great. So I think in this hobby, we got those experts in every little bit of the field. And then you got Superman people like Alice in here that's just great in all of it, with Swiffle, like same on them same lines. First time raising fry on my own. Tommy and Swiffle were in the chat. I ended up, Swiffle going back and forth with him a little longer than Tommy on it, but he helped me get to the point where I actually was able to hatch them, and there's some of them are still living, right? So he's done it before. I haven't. I'm going to listen to people who have done these things, is my point. So I can learn and become a better, well-rounded fish keeper. Laser says, same DD, but my fish prefer granule, so are from North Fin Flakes. Okay, Laser, I did a video on this. If you're not familiar with them, I think everybody in here should know flukers. They've been around forever, like since the 1960s, right? Historically, they always made food for other manufacturers. And that's something to keep in mind. People who are selling their food isn't always their food. They have other people making it for them. And this company did that for years. They won't give you names. I've talked to them. They can't by law give you the names of the makers they made the food for, but you can guarantee you bought it and it was under a different name. That's what they did. Well, recently, over the last year or two, they decided to make their own line of food, and it's called Finsect. You can get it at Walmart, and it has got fantastic ingredients in it. Black soldier fly. I did a video on this. But the nice thing about it is you can go to Walmart, and everyone usually has a Walmart close and get it. It is a granule, and they make goldfish, they make a beta, and they make a tropical granule. The only difference between the foods is the size. All three of them have the same ingredients, but they're good ingredients. And here's the kicker. You can get like a 3 or 5 ounce bottle for like $5.99, $4.99. It's cheap. It's got good ingredients in it. So if you're looking for a nice granule to try, if you haven't already, Laser, check out Finsect at Walmart. It's made by Flukers. North Fin only started distributing in the U.S. about 7 years ago. I think my club was one of the first to have donations from them. I'm impressed with North Fin right now. As you know, they're on my list for good. And just a side note, I support a lot of fish fam, including those that don't have legitimate businesses. 90% of what I purchase comes from the fish fam. Oh yeah, Dee Dee, I get you. Yeah. And I don't think that's what Tommy was saying, Dee Dee. Obviously, Tommy just had a bad perception on him. I had a bad run-in with him, something we didn't like, and to each their own. I mean, the thing is, it's called leadership. I'm taking training in this right now, right? You could be a level 5 leader to somebody, but in an instant, the way you look at somebody or you say one thing wrong to somebody, that leader can go from a level 5 down to a level 1 in a matter of minutes. Now that leader has to start that process all over again to earn his follow, to earn his credit with him. So it could be just perception. And obviously, Tommy perceives something he didn't like. And to each their own. Everybody looks at things different, perceives things different. So I don't think that's what he meant, Dee Dee. I think, and because I know that Tommy knows that about you. Ziegler is a big contract fish food manufacturer in PA. Ziegler. Okay. I'm actually from Pennsylvania, Allison. I lived there, born and raised there. I moved down south here about 7 years ago. Now I'm in North Carolina. Let me move the camera to the 125-gallon goldfish tank. I'm going to go ahead and feed Laser. I'm going to have to feed them some of my Extreme Aquatics sinking pellets. Or I can go ahead and grab a handful of North Fin flake food and dip it down in so it doesn't stay at the surface, because we all know we don't want goldfish, especially fancy goldfish, gulping air. Any fish, really. Dee Dee says, I was born in PA, too. Now I neighbor here in NC. Cool, Dee Dee. You and I are the same. Dee Dee's the female version of me. Let's move that tank and feed these goldfish. Let's move the camera and feed the goldfish. I'm not going to move a tank that easy. Unless I'm Tommy, he moves them pretty easy. All right, let's feed these piggies. I do like goldfish. Let's see here. Okay, so I am tall, dark, and handsome. Oh, you're too nice. Look at you. I just stay dark. Like I stay tanned all year round, and then when the summertime comes, I darken up even more. What is this? Now this aquarium here used to have a lot of plants in it and looked real nice too. BBA took them over. There's still some anubias in there, but they're covered in blackbeard algae, which is the number one reason why I hate blackbeard algae. I don't mind it if it's on the glass. If I want to scrape it off, I can scrape it off. But the spores are still in the water. I just hate how blackbeard algae takes over plants and just covers them. Right now, this tank and this 125-gallon Oscar tank again had plants in it too, and they destroyed it. It looks like a dang barren, which some people actually go for this biotope look, if you will. It looks like a dang barren river wasteland, the sticks or something. I don't know. I love plants in my aquariums. We all know the benefits of them, but aesthetically, plants add so much looks to the aquariums. It makes the colors pop. Get that beautiful green in there. My sister-in-law lives in Wilmington. She moved there from Southport after my brother passed. Okay, yeah. I'm about I want to say I'm a couple hours or more from Wilmington, about 2.5 hours or something like that. And it's the same with Myrtle Beach. I'm about 2 hours, 2.5 hours from there. But I'm only about an hour from hour and a half from Charlotte, hour from Raleigh. Let's move the camera over to the 20-gallon long dirted sand cap tank. In here, I have a zebra Daniel, a guppy, and 7 ember tetras. Let's check that out, shall we? Doesn't make noise. What's up? I don't know how well you guys can see that. But yeah, we're gonna go, but I enjoy the stream the same. Okay, Dee Dee, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your weekend. Says my daughter goes to grad school in Columbia, South Carolina. That's a long way from me. She occasionally drives to Charlotte to get cheaper flights home. Okay, I got you. Those ember tetras were very small when I got them. They're slowly getting bigger because we know ember tetras really don't get that big anyways. But they're getting bigger. They're getting to the point now they can actually eat extreme nano. Before that was too small for them. I had to actually give them fry food. And I should have did this with the other tanks. I don't know what I was thinking. Put them on the solo. I've got one, two, 3, 4, 5 more tanks to go. I could throw in 6 or 7 of them, but I don't expect to feed every fish tank on the camera because some of them are really low and I have to mess with the camera too much to get it down there. So we'll just do the main tanks. But you can see them ember tetras all gathering up, going after that food now. Anybody else in here like ember tetras? Got 7 in this tank, and I got one older, bigger one in that 29-gallon. As you can see, this is that dirted sand-capped aquarium that's packed full of plants. I should be receiving. I got the confirmation that Father Fish put my order together, but I did not get the confirmation that he shipped it to me yet. He is going to be sending me his Father Fish recipe, and I am going to be building a 10-gallon aquarium live with him on the stream while he guides me in doing so. I have tried to contact him since he put the order together for me on Discord, and I've even commented on a couple of his videos. He has not got back to me yet, so I'm waiting for him to get back to me so I can set a date and schedule that live stream out. It's going to be really cool. So I hope he gets back to me. I'm excited to work with him and do this. He said he liked the idea. Yeah, I'm excited about it. Just waiting for him to get back to me. I'll keep blowing him up on this Discord chat. If he don't pick me up, I'll spam it. Boom, Father Fish, Father Fish, Father Fish, Father Fish, till he answers me. All right, as you can see here, we have the 55-gallon tiger barb tank. I call these guys my little piranhas. As you can see, when they know it's time to eat, they get excited. So what are we feeding these guys? Chat, I want you guys to pick. Do we want to feed them a mix of spirulina flake, krill flake, and black soldier fly flake? Or do we want to give them a mix of Northfin foods, which would consist of Krill Pro, Bug Pro, their cichlid version. But in this mix, I also have Extreme Nice and Extreme Cichlid Peewee. But I could give them, a lot of times I'll give them Extreme Nano. One thing of keeping tiger barbs over the years that I've learned is they can get bloated up very easy too. So you have to be careful how much you feed them. So I like to feed them some flake food that I put in the water and don't let sit at the surface, or I'll give them something small like Extreme Nano. I don't have any live foods, Jeff. I do have some good Omega-1 frozen foods, and I appreciate you coming in. What do we want to feed the tiger barbs? Extreme Nano? Northfin Flakes? I can give them some Omega-1 freeze-dried bloodworms. I don't give them that too often. They're due to have some. When we get over to the Mbunas, we're going to feed them a good, what I feel is a good veggie mix, and that is North Finn's veggie pellets and New Life Spectrum's algae max pellets. Bloodworms, yeah, they go crazy over the bloodworms. I need to use them up too, so we'll put bloodworms in. Laser, I certainly appreciate you taking part in the questions and the votes because nobody else seems to do it. So at least I get one vote. Just messing with you guys. It's all good. Jeff's been lurking, just been busy. That's all good, Jeff. I appreciate you either way, buddy. Not everybody likes to chat, so to each their own. Let's put some bloodworms in this tank. Look at them little piranhas go. That's funny, Jeff. You really got me laughing about that. They do look like little baby tiny sausages for fish. Excuse me. But they're crazy dudes. Only a fish keeper would agree. It's funny. Hey, Nano, good to see you, buddy. But they do. They act like little piranhas, these guys. I should start feeding live fish. I hear you get 1 million views on one short when you do that. The next tank we're going to be feeding is going to be the 75-gallon, heavily stocked African cichlid and Mbuna tank. DJ Guthrie says, hey, everyone, wet hands doing dishes, but water changes later. Yeah, definitely don't mix the two. You don't want to, get your wet hands from the tank, then go over and do dishes. That would be bad. I have some frozen super brine shrimp from Omega 1. I could definitely put that in here with the Jack Dempsey. I could throw a cube of that in. He'd love it. You guys want me to defrost a cube of frozen brine shrimp and put it in for the Jack Dempsey? That's going to be a treat to watch because he'll put the whole dang thing in his mouth. I'll go get a cube. I forgot to mention, you know what else I have? I do have some of that Sally's frozen krill that I go around and give every once in a while. Yeah, frozen is good, but I meant live brine shrimp feeding for your shorts. Okay. Okay, I got you, Data. I don't. Where do I find? Where do you find live brine shrimp? Let's move the camera over to the Mbunas. Now this is going to be fun. These guys are again aggressive eaters, and as you can see, I got a lot of colorful activity in this aquarium. Eggs? Where do I get them? My local fish store sells them. I know not all do, but maybe worth asking. Well, what are you talking about, Nano? Is that a mom and pop, or are you talking about PetSmart, Petco's, pet supermarkets, or I guess I could see my local mom and pop has them. All right, these guys are going to get vegetables today. But I also have to throw in some smaller food like Extreme Nano because I got more babies coming in here. I'm going to go ahead and put my high quality flake food mix in too, just so you can really see. Because with flake food, you can really see the fish eating on camera. The nice thing is I am not afraid to put too much food in this aquarium because with the amount of mbunas are in here, it all gets eaten. It all disappears. And you guys are going to want to stick around when I get the Oscars. Well, we're going to put this frozen brine shrimp cube in here for the Dempsey next. That's cool to watch him eat. And you're going to want to stick around for the Oscars because I'm going to put, they love Omega 1's frozen shrimp or freeze dried shrimp. And for something different to try, I did get Tetris cichlid sticks. But hopefully these Oscars will do like they always do, and they really smack the water surface hard for these things. So that's always fun to watch. I assume that night Wizzle and SC will meet up with Petco. I wanted to go to that laser. Every time I want to go to that every year, but I never can get to it. My Petco is family owned. I know one of my Petcos has a long time ago, but I don't think they do that anymore. Well, that's cool. I didn't know that you could have family owned Petcos. Hey, Tara, this is my sister. Appreciate you coming in. Good morning. All right, let's move to the Dempsey tank and give him this cube of brine shrimp. This is going to be fun. Let's see, he's waiting. Give me my breakfast, you bastard. let it sit too long. I let it sit too long. It's all flaking apart, but he'll go after it. And that's good too, because the pleco can eat it. But we'll also give him one of these. We'll give him a couple of these. He's holding that out of his mouth like a cigar. There, the pleco landed on that terracotta pot. He definitely knows the food's available, and he is on the prowl. I am preparing the Oscar's breakfast now. Excuse me. All right, let's go ahead and put the camera on the 125-gallon Oscar tank. As you can see, they are ready. Now listen carefully. I'm hoping they smack the water surface real hard. A lot of times they'll splash water out, but here we go. Did you hear that? Were you guys able to hear that smack? I doubt it, Tara. I'm not going to say that. It's something I have tossed around and I definitely want to try, but maybe in the future here. Oh, good. I got some shorts out there. that you can really hear them doing that. I like watching the Oscars eat. They grind it up and half of it comes out of their gills, spit it back out, then go get it again. I do make sure I give these guys some veggies too, periodically. My pre-filter sponge on the inlet of this FX6 is clogged. I need to swap it out and get that flow back going again. That's something I have to do weekly because these dang guys dig the sand up so much. They're constantly putting sand in the canister filter, so I had to put a pre-filter on there, which eliminated the issue, but it clogs weekly. I'd be interested in trying one of Aquarium Co-op's said to be non-clogging sponge filters and put on there and put it to the test. You guys can probably hear my one bird in the background talking. That's the cockatiel saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" I can talk to him. There, did you hear him? I don't know if you can hear him. He's copying me. Birds are definitely enjoyable. That's it for the fish feeding. We're over the 2-hour mark. I'm going to go ahead and close it down. So I will see you next Saturday, possibly. I won't see you next Saturday. I don't believe I'll be busy. So I'm definitely going to make sure I get Tankin Tuesdays in. That's 6 p.m. Eastern. I appreciate everybody who came in and hung out with me. We're always here. And now, I got the daily streams going on. Don't be afraid to hang out there and check things out and say hello. I'm improving that as every week goes by as well. So let's see. Laser says non-clogging means it lets a lot of stuff through. Yeah, it's more coarse. I agree with you. So I probably just stick with the ones I use. I got at PetSmart. I think it's top fin ones. They're square. They work. Thank you, Laser. Thank you, Nano. Jeff, Tara, everybody, Dee Dee, everybody that came in for the last couple hours. Appreciate you all. We're going to shut it down. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe. And we'll see you out in the YouTube field. I got some videos coming out. Like I said, hopefully Father Fish will get back to me soon. We can set a date for that live stream. We're going to build that Father Fish style aquarium right on the live while he guides me. And that's going to be real fun. Eric Y. Rock comes in. Yo, lurking while at a baseball game. Appreciate you, Eric, man. Appreciate you stopping in. So, till next video, till next live stream, you guys are the best. We'll see you out there.